Please take your cell phones out, turn them off or put them on silent, because this is my little joke for the evening, but it's really serious. Any other electronic devices, turn them off, because we are being professionally recorded and broadcast, and none of our songs require electronic accompaniment. So, thank you. Good evening. My name is Sherry Smith, and I'm the choral director at Huntsville High, and I'm also the president of the Huntsville Choral Directors Association. And tonight, we're going to begin our concert with the national anthem, and Karen Anderson will be directing. Karen?
You may not know, but this is the 200th anniversary of our country's national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. And the choral directors thought there would be no better way to start this concert than to have everyone stand and join in singing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 48th Annual All-City Choral Festival. 48 years ago, a group of choral directors had a vision. They thought it would be fun to bring select students together from each school in the city and prepare music that would culminate in a concert. Originally, these directors and their students gathered for 4 rehearsals, in each other's schools 4 weeks prior to the festival itself. The directors conducted the weekly rehearsals in preparation for the festival with the guest clinician. Now, due to time limitations mainly, our students are prepared in their own schools with no extra group rehearsals. They audition at a central location, and the students who have learned their music well enough are selected, and they come together for 6 hours of rehearsal with our guest clinicians in preparation for the concert you are about to hear. Our district is one of the strongest Alabama Vocal Association districts in the state because of this festival. We typically have one of the largest groups of students to be selected for the Alabama All-State Choral Festival because of their diligent preparation for this festival. Our Huntsville All-City Outstanding Choral Student winners are often among the state Outstanding Choral Student winners for All-State. It is a process that we feel very strongly about. Tonight, you will hear 4 choirs, beginning with our 6th grade choir, which is on stage right now, and ending with the high school mixed choir. We will present awards later this evening to the seniors who began participating in this festival in the 6th grade, which you have up here, and have been selected and participated successfully for the next 6 or 7 years. Seeds that are being planted tonight will hopefully continue to grow and help enrich choral programs throughout the city. It is our sincere hope that this festival will last another 48 years and spotlight choral music in our city schools during a time when the arts are fighting to maintain their importance among all the data-driven tests that we have every day and that our students are facing daily. At this time, I would like to recognize each of our teachers. Sorry, I did not get that. They are listed in your program. I'm the president, Sherry Smith. Karen Anderson, president-elect. If you all would just hold your applause till we have everybody standing, we'd appreciate that. Lori Anderson, Challenger Middle School. James Kendrick, Columbia High School. Julia Barnes is here. She's a 6th grade teacher with our new P through 6th grade schools. Ashley Daniel at Chapman and Montview. Bess Desta from Grissom. Devonia Galbraith from McNair Junior High. Harris Gessner from Mountain Gap. Mike Hutchins, who you heard on the organ earlier, from Williams Middle School. Phil Lee from Huntsville Middle School. Michael Maxton, Johnson High. He's the band and the choir director. Shelman Miller at Butler High, band and choir. Alicia Malloy, Whitesburg, P through 8 school. Barry Petty, Lee High School. Emily Rushton, Academy for Academics and Arts. Jonathan Snodgrass, Academy for Science and Foreign Languages. Keith Terrell, West Lawn Middle School. Joe Whitaker, Hampton Cove Middle School. At this time, Lori Thompson will introduce our first guest conductor.
Good evening. My name is Laurie Thompson, and I'm the choir director at Challenger Middle School. Patrick Freer is professor of music and interim director of the School of Music at Georgia State University. He holds degrees from Westminster Choir College and Teachers College, Columbia University. He has guest conducted or presented in 36 states and 18 countries, including the 2014 Southwest Division ACDA Junior High Honor Choir. Dr. Freer is academic editor and chair of the editorial committees for Music Educators Journal and has authored over 90 articles in most of the field's leading national and international journals. It has been my pleasure and honor to watch Dr. Freer work with these students over the past 2 days. They've learned so much from him, and they've had a wonderful experience with him. And I know that they have a musical experience that they're going to carry with them always. So now it is my honor and pleasure to present to you the 2014 6th grade All-City Choir under the direction of Dr. Patrick Freer.
As the groups move, I'll offer this welcome from First Baptist Church to you. We're delighted that you're here in this building today. This week, we've had a wonderful, wonderful week. 2 days of making music. These walls have heard some incredible sounds. There's something very special about students joining their voices together underneath fine leadership. You would be very proud of your students and very proud of these teachers who have prepared them so well. My name is Billy Orton. I'm the Minister of Music and Worship here at First Baptist, and it is indeed my pleasure to welcome you. Seated around you, no doubt, are some other First Baptist members. Let us know if you need anything at all. Thank you for your flexibility tonight with the overflow crowd. As this festival grows, we simply have outgrown this space, and we use the overflow with our video. I have to take this opportunity to remind you of one very special opportunity. On Saturday of this week, the U.S. Army Field Band and Soldiers Chorus will be in this room 3 p.m. this Saturday, November 1st, for a concert. If you don't know that group, they are incredible professional musicians. They will bring a concert that will inspire you and thrill you. They're subtitled The Musical Ambassadors of the U.S. Army. The concert is free, open to the public. A group like this would be one of the first groups, I think, to take advantage of that opportunity. In your seats, many of you may have found a little flyer that describes this event and 2 other events happening in this room in days ahead, one by the Huntsville Community Chorus. You're invited to return whenever you're in the area. Once again, welcome to First Baptist Church.
At this time, Mr. Phil Lee, Assistant Director at Huntsville Middle, will come and introduce the next choir.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tonight, I am honored to introduce Dr. Brian Kittredge, our clinician and conductor for the middle school mixed and high school SATB choirs. Dr. Kittredge serves as Director of Choral Activities at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. In this role, he conducts multiple performing groups, including the University Concert Choir and chamber singers. Dr. Kittredge holds multiple degrees in music, including the Doctorate of Musical Arts from Louisiana State University. He is an active member of the American Choral Directors Association and National Association of Music Education. Our conductor for this evening is a much sought after clinician across these United States and a very strong advocate for music education in our schools and in the lives of young people. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Brian Kittredge.
While the 8th and ninth grade women are coming on stage, I would like to recognize our guests that are with us tonight. If we have anyone here from the central office and our board members, I know I saw Topper Bernie here. Would you all please stand? Somebody. Yeah. We also have several of our principals here. If our principals would stand, please. This festival would not take place without the support of our principals and the central office and our board members. Thank you so very much for being here. If we have any faculty members from our schools here, would you please stand? We also have to have their support so the kids can miss school so they can come and do this festival. Thank you. We also have many faculty members that help ride buses for the middle schools to get them here for all the rehearsals, so thank you very much. And last but not least, parents and family, thank you for all your wonderful support of our programs. They simply don't work without your help. From chaperoning to carpooling to bringing food for hospitality, for fundraising, and simply for allowing your children to work with us. Thank you so much. We love your children. They are doing a great job, and they are the future of our music programs. I would also like to thank Keith Ward, who is head of ETV. They're recording our show tonight, and each director will have a copy of the video. If you would like to purchase a video, please let your director know, and we'll make sure that you get that. And also, thank you so much for the live broadcast this year. We greatly appreciate that. At this time, Emily Rushton will come forward and introduce our next person.
Good evening. I have the privilege this evening of introducing our 6th grade choir and the 8th and 9th grade girls accompanist for the All-City Choral Festival. Mrs. Michelle West studied piano and accompanying at the University of Alabama in Huntsville with Dr. Marjorie Watley. She's from Trinity, Alabama, and teaches privately and accompanies the Chancellor Choral at AUMC under the direction of Dr. Francis Moss. She and her husband, Craig West, have been married for 25 years and have 2 sons, Kyle West, who is a graduate of the University of North Alabama, and Gregory James, who currently works for the family business Northwest Refrigeration. Her talent as a versatile accompanist has graced our choirs and enlightened our rehearsals. Our children have been accompanied by a truly superb pianist, and we welcome her this evening. This is Michelle West. Our next choir that I would like to introduce to you is the 8th and 9th grade girls choir. These young ladies have shown excellent behavior and musicianship in their rehearsals, while enriching their education at the same time. When given direction and challenges by their director, Dr. Freer, they worked diligently to apply what they were learning. These girls have been a joy and an inspiration to watch. Just watch their faces as they sing these engaging choral selections tonight, and you will see. So without further ado, I introduce to you the 8th and 9th grade girls 2014 All-City Choir under the direction of Dr. Patrick Freer and accompanied by Mrs. West.
This is how you know it's live and not on tape, right? It's worth it, trust me.
As the girls are leaving the stage, at this time, our volunteers that are going to help collect the money, if you would come to the front, please, with your little buckets. The Clarence Gandy Scholarship Fund was started shortly after the death of Mr. Gandy, who was the choral director in Huntsville in 2001, by his wife, Carmelita Gandy, who was also a choral director and has also been inducted into our Hall of Fame, which we will talk about a little later. But this is the fund that provides the scholarships to our senior outstanding choral students. Our festival is totally self-sustaining. We are able to pay for this facility, these wonderful clinicians, instrumentalist awards, and rehearsal CDs through director's dues and student fees. We personally refurbish the Clarence Gandy Scholarship Fund ourselves. We would like to give you the opportunity to contribute to this fund if you are so moved. We have parent volunteers that will be walking the aisles, and if you have any donations you would like to make, if you'd hold your hand up, they'll bring the buckets to you, and we would appreciate anything that you would like to offer. We appreciate your support for our festival just by your presence here. But if you want to add some money, you're welcome to do that, but certainly not required. And we do hope that you have enjoyed the concert tonight and will continue to enjoy it with our high school mixed choir. Miss Anderson, will you come down and help? Thank you. This next set of awards that we're going to present as soon as everybody is seated is the participation awards that I mentioned earlier. So students who have been participating in our all-city choir for 6 years and 7 years will come forward and receive a certificate and recognition for their participation. So we have awards, but we don't have schools. So I'm going to ask them when we call their name to tell us the name of their school when they come down. So these are our 6-year awards, and our first one is Brianna Allen. She's from Lee High School. Our next one is Elizabeth Apodaca, and she's Grissom. Next one is Sean Blumenke, and he's from Lee High School. Noelle Connor from Huntsville High. Alethea Jordan, Lee High School. Kelly Grace Nash from Huntsville High. Kayla Polion from Huntsville High. And Andrea Walker from Huntsville High. And we will call our 7 years down and then ask you to give them one more round of applause. Cameron Crittenden, 7 years from Huntsville High. Emily Glass, 7 years from Huntsville High. Jenna Marshall, Huntsville High. Melanie Blair Mathis, Huntsville High. Leah Monroe, Huntsville High. Katie Packard, Columbia High School. There's Miss Katie. There she is. Please give them all a round of applause. Thank you.
At this time, although you have already heard her play tonight, I'd like to introduce our accompanist for the SATB choir. She earlier has accompanied some of the middle school choirs. Miss Alita Hunt is the organist at Weatherly Heights Baptist Church. She is business manager and accompanist at Ars Nova. She is married to Tommy and has had 3 children who graduated from Grissom, and they all participated in All City. We'd like to give thanks at this time to Miss Alita Hunt. At this time, we'd like to invite Dr. Kittredge back to the stage to conduct our high school SATB choir.
es ihr gehen? Ach weh, sie verzaget und klaget, dass sie mich nimmer im Leben wird sehen. Dass sie mich nimmer im Leben wird sehen. Es ging der Mond unter, ich eilte doch munter und eilte, dass keiner mein Liebchen entführt. Ihr Täubchen, o girret, ihr Lüftchen, o schwirret, dass keiner mein Liebchen entführt, dass keiner mein Liebchen entführt.
The moonlight is shining, and I should be riding my sweetheart to see. How lovely is she! Alas, she's despairing, lamenting, bewailing, that never again in our lives shall we meet. That never, no never, no in our lives shall we meet again. The moonlight is fading, I know she's awaiting. I hasten so no one will steal her away. So, oh sweetheart, no sighing, my love is undying. No one will ever come take you away, and no one will ever take you away, for I am riding your way, my dear one, away.
morning, praise the Lord. Woke you up this morning, started you on your way. Take the food and a place to sleep now. You ought to praise Him. This is holy name. Praise the Lord. You ought to praise Him. Let's praise the Lord. Everybody come on. You ought to praise Him. Praise the Lord. Yeah. Come on, praise. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Let's sing and have
Thank you, Dr. Kittredge. At this time, we're going to recognize our OCS candidates, and the high school choir can have a seat. Middle school candidates will be called up first. And AAA representatives for middle school, let me tell you a little bit about the awards, sorry. Most outstanding choral student, male and female in middle school and high school. It's quite an honor just to be nominated. Each director may nominate 4 students who then put together a resume of their choral experiences. The middle school nominees perform one song from memory in front of the high school directors, followed by a short interview. The high school nominees perform one art song from memory in front of the middle school directors, followed by a short interview. And it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you this year's nominees. So from AAA, we have Reed Hollenstein and Daniel Farr. Daniel Farr. And then from ASFL, we have Matthew Hansen and Ariana Fletcher. From Challenger Middle School, Robbie Cabra and Olivia Heller. From Hampton Cove, Emily Dunaway. From Huntsville Middle School, Thomas Kesting and Abigail Tucker. From Whitesburg Middle School, Kelsey Verbal and Mary Grace Henley. And this year's winners, the female middle school outstanding choral student is Miss Abigail Tucker from Huntsville Middle School. Our male outstanding choral student is Reed Hollenstein from All right, thank you. You may go back and have a seat. Our high school nominees, from Grissom High School, we have Belle Apodaca. From Lee High School, we have Cameron Lyons, Sean Blumenke, Brianna Allen, and Alethea Jordan. From Huntsville High School, we have Blair Wooten and Jenna Marshall. And this year's female high school outstanding choral student is Belle Apodaca from Grissom. And the male outstanding choral student is Sean Blumenke from Lee High School. Thank you. All right, we have a little bit more business to take care of. We have our Huntsville Choral Directors Hall of Fame Award. A couple of years ago, we started this, and we honor teachers who have touched the lives of thousands and who have raised the bar for choral excellence in our community. Our first inductee will be introduced to you this evening by Joe Whitaker.
Good evening, I'm Joe Whitaker, Choral Director at Hampton Cove Middle School. It is with great pleasure that I introduce one of our honorees tonight, Mrs. Viva Hendricks. Viva and her husband Doug are enjoying retirement, where they spend half of their time in beautiful Lake Gunnersville and the other half in Punta Gorda, Florida. Viva's school teaching career spans over 34 years. She began teaching in 1965 and quickly moved to the North Alabama region. She served the Huntsville City School System for 21 years, with the majority of her time at Mountain Gap Middle School. During her 21 years in the Huntsville system, Viva was an itinerant music teacher traveling between 5 different elementary schools and carrying all of her instruments on a cart from one school to another. You can imagine that. In 1999, Viva Hendricks retired as choral director at Mountain Gap Middle School. However, after retirement, she continues her music by way of teaching, directing, and singing in church choirs and other groups, and serving as vocal adjudicator in our area. Viva is a true testament that vocal singing can be enjoyed throughout a lifetime. Please help me in congratulating Mrs. Viva Hendricks, one of our 2014 inductees of the Huntsville Choral Directors Association Hall of Fame. Ms. Viva.
Okay.
to be here tonight. I never expected this. I have enjoyed working with students of all ages for many, many, many years. And I thoroughly enjoyed teaching music to delightful children who could sing and who wanted to sing and who tried to sing. I was often called Mrs. H, and it was pure joy when the younger students referred to me as the music lady.
Our second inductee is Miss Elizabeth Stevenson, who recently retired. Yes, you may clap. Thank you. She recently retired from Grissom High School, where she was director of the choral department and music vocal director of the Grissom High School musical theater department. She performed many years in the operatic, oratorio, and musical theater arenas before realizing that the music education of our young people was her true love and passion. While at Grissom, and in addition to the development of the choral department, she served as treasurer of the Huntsville Choral Directors Association and district chairman of the Alabama Vocal Association. She was one of the first two in the state of Alabama to become a national board certified teacher in the areas of music, early adolescence through young adulthood. Her professional affiliations include National Association of Teachers of Singing, National Association of Music Education, Alabama Vocal Association, and Huntsville Choral Directors Association. Ms. Stevenson received her Bachelor of Music degree in vocal performance from Georgia State University and her Master of Music degree in vocal performance from Indiana University. Ms. Stevenson has also completed a Master of Arts degrees in music education and instructional leadership from the University of North Alabama. Congratulations. Help me please welcome Ms. Stevenson.
Every year, when I would have my concert, I told my parents that I felt like I was the luckiest person on the earth to get to work with their children. And it is true. You can give a young person just the slightest morsel of encouragement, of wonder about the music, and they go whoosh, and they take it and they run with it. It's an amazing thing, and I am truly blessed.
Our OCS students would like to present our directors with with a gift from the group. So if you two would come to the stage one more time, please. And we are going to close the evening with the singing of the battle hymn. And we ask that all of our alumni come and join us. so much for coming, and good night.